Welcome to a simulation of national survival. The scenarios we are about to explore are grounded in the research of Dr.Sami Al Toukhy, analyzing how nations weaponize legislation to overcome energy crises. On one side of the board, we have Japan, a volcanic archipelago that possesses exactly 0 drops of domestic oil. For decades, it has relied on foreign imports to cover 99% of its energy needs. This chart compares that stark baseline against our second player, Egypt. While Japan starts at 0, Egypt sits on inexhaustible natural wealth, relentless solar radiation, and high-velocity winds, targeting 60% renewable electricity by 2040. Yet a massive discrepancy exists between these two nations, one that Dr. Al Toukhy calls the dormant half-century gap. Resource-starved Japan dominates global energy efficiency, while resource-rich Egypt struggles to execute its transition, bound by scattered bureaucracy. In the modern global economy, true national power is not pumped from the ground. It is constructed above it through strict, compulsory legal engineering. In 1973, an oil embargo severed Japan's supply lines. For the first time since World War II, the Japanese economy shrank. Hyperinflation gripped the country, peaking at nearly 24%. The Japanese government followed suit by weaponizing its legal code. The 1979 Energy Conservation Law mandated that heavy industries hire state-licensed energy managers to monitor and reduce every drop of fuel consumed on factory floors. This chart illustrates the mechanics of Japan's Top Runner program. Instead of setting a static minimum efficiency standard, the law identified the absolute best-performing product on the market and made its efficiency level the mandatory baseline for all competitors. Tokyo did not rely on corporate goodwill. In 1980, they established NITO, a sovereign organization, designed to absorb the severe financial risks of developing alternative energy. They engineered a legal system that forced innovation. Looking at Egypt today, the physical infrastructure for a massive energy transition is already being built. Billions are flowing into vast solar and wind installations across the desert. This physical expansion is backed by heavy legal artillery. Articles 45 and 46 of the Egyptian Constitution elevate environmental protection and the rational use of resources to the level of national security and fundamental human rights. The Egyptian judiciary enforces these rights. In the landmark Titan cement case, the courts convicted a major multinational corporation for industrial coal pollution, establishing that environmental health supersedes corporate profit margins. But a structural failure exists between the Constitution and the physical solar farms. The day-to-day energy sector is governed by hundreds of fragile, easily altered administrative circulars and disconnected statutes, like the separation between the 2014 Renewable Energy Law and the 2024 Green Hydrogen Law. Operating through scattered circulars rather than unified laws creates legal uncertainty. When foreign capital is required to build a green grid, investors demand decades of sovereign legislative stability, not temporary administrative rules. Egypt has the constitutional authority, a decisive judiciary, and endless solar resources. What it lacks is a single, unified legislative engine to synchronize them. Dr. Al Toukhy's roadmap proposes fusing Japan's strict institutional tactics with Egypt's geographic advantages. The first step is enacting a unified sovereign law for alternative energy and green industry. This single codex would eliminate the reliance on isolated, fragile administrative circulars. This law must take the state's ambition to reach 60% renewable energy by 2040 and convert it from an optional government policy into a legally binding mandate, subjecting the executive branch to strict parliamentary oversight. The second step is institutional, creating the National Supreme Authority for Green Transition, or NGTIA. This central node bypasses overlapping ministries. By issuing sovereign financial guarantees, NGTIA absorbs early-stage risks, allowing commercial banks to safely route billions into green technology. The final pillar is conditional incentives. Tax breaks and subsidies cannot be handed out freely. They must be legally bound to strict local manufacturing quotas and verifiable transfers of technology to the domestic workforce. Economic and resource crises are inevitable. Surviving them requires building the infrastructure before the shock arrives. Egypt needs no new resources underground. It simply needs the courage to draft the legislation of the future, securing its green empire above it.